There are nights when the forest itself seems to breathe, slow, ancient, and alive. And if you listen closely enough, you might hear it whisper your name. Tonight is one of those nights. Welcome to Bedtime Stories, your peaceful corner of the world where we slow down, breathe, and drift gently towards sleep. But before dreams claim you, let us wander together down a candlelit path where something warm and just a little strange awaits. The forest stretches endlessly, dark and whispering, as if it has always waited for you. Each step feels uncertain. The path behind you seems to vanish into shadow. The wind carries faint echoes, a rustle of leaves, the distant snap of a branch. But it isn't frightening. There is something alive here, watching, breathing, moving in ways you cannot name. You pause. The night feels heavier than it should, and yet a soft pull guides you deeper, a feeling you cannot resist. The darkness is not empty. It hums faintly like the echo of a heartbeat, drawing your eyes towards something you cannot yet see. Every instinct whispers caution, yet the pull is irresistible. Somewhere ahead, beyond the twisting trees, there is a light calling you forward, a warmth that seems to pulse with a life of its own. The farther you go, the clearer the light becomes. It is golden and soft, flickering between the trunks like a living flame. The hum you felt earlier grows slightly louder, rhythmic, almost melodic. Each step feels both inevitable and strange, as though you are stepping into a dream someone else has painted. The air shifts, herbs, damp earth, and something sweet, faint, elusive, drifted toward you. The forest seems to lean closer, guiding, holding its breath. Shadows twist and stretch, but not menacingly. They move in harmony with the light ahead. Through the trees, you sense the cottage more than see it. Its warmth beckoning, its presence alive. Something waits beyond its door. Something ancient, patient, aware. You pause, caught between curiosity and caution, feeling the pull to step closer. But not yet. As you step forward, the trees part to reveal the cottage in full. Small, crooked, impossibly warm against the cold dark. Candles flicker behind warped glass, their flames bending as if aware of your arrival. Smoke curls gently from the chimney, and the scent of herbs and damp earth fills the air. When the door opens, she stands there, the witch, but not the kind your mind paints in fear. Her eyes shimmer like smoke. Her voice is low and patient, carrying the tone of something that has seen centuries come and go. She does not smile, yet somehow you feel welcomed. She speaks your name before you can tell her, and suddenly the forest's whispers make sense. You realize it wasn't the wind guiding you here. It was her. Her presence doesn't press against you. It wraps around you like a forgotten memory. She gestures toward the warmth inside, and for the first time in a long while, you obey something without question. Inside, the air hums. Everything glows faintly. Books breathe on their shelves. A cauldron murmurs to itself, and shadows move with a rhythm too gentle to fear. The witch moves with a slow precision, every gesture deliberate, every motion a part of some unspoken ritual. She pours you a cup of something warm, and the moment the steam touches your face, the world outside feels miles away. Her voice drifts through the room like a song half remembered. She tells you stories that sound older than language, tales of wanderers who came to her door and left with hearts lighter than when they arrived. But she never says where they went after. Her words don't feel like speech. They feel like magic itself, wind in through your mind, softening the edges of thought. You want to ask who she is, how she knew your name, why the forest seems alive around her. But each time you open your mouth, the words dissolve before leaving your lips. She watches you with eyes that flicker like candlelight, gentle, endless, and unreadable. You realize then that this isn't just a cottage. It's a threshold between waking and dreaming, and she, the quiet keeper of its gate. The fire crackles lower. The witch hums something low, a melody that doesn't belong to this world. You feel it settling beneath your skin, steady and slow, as if your heartbeat is syncing with hers. The cup in your hands grows heavier. Sleep presses at the corners of your mind, but you fight it, drawn to the strange calm that surrounds her. She meets your gaze, and everything else fades. There's no fear now, only surrender. The forest outside falls silent, as though holding its breath. The witch steps closer and whispers words you don't understand, yet every syllable feels familiar. You realize then what she is, not a creature of darkness, but of balance, the one who gathers the restless, the lost, the weary, and grants them peace. Not all who wander into her woods return, but not because they vanish. Some simply find the sleep they were always seeking. Your eyes grow heavy. The last thing you see is her, turning toward the window, watching the forest as if listening for the next soul to answer her call. The room grows softer, the candlelight fading into amber shadows. The witch moves through the air like a drifting flame, her presence lighter now, almost translucent. She whispers to the hearth, and the fire answers with a sigh, a long, glowing breath that warms the walls and fills the space with drowsy comfort. You lie back in the chair she's prepared, its cushions older than memory. The witch stands nearby, her hand hovering above you, not touching, just a faint warmth brushing your skin, steadying your breath. Her voice hums again, low and ancient, a lullaby carried on the pulse of the earth itself. The scent of dried lavender, ash, and rain mingles in the air, wrapping around your thoughts until they begin to blur. Outside, the forest listens. Leaves rustle in rhythm. The wind sways in gentle agreement, as though all of nature bends to her quiet will. The light in the window dims to a single flame, then to a spark. Your eyelids grow heavy, but not from exhaustion. It's as if the forest, the witch, the world itself has decided you may rest now. Her final whisper drifts through your fading awareness. No harm shall find you here. Not tonight, not while my fire burns. The last thing you sense is the slow beat of her magic, calm, constant, eternal, carrying you into a sleep deeper than dreams. When morning returns, it does so gently, a soft light seeping through the mist, touching your face with the chill of dawn. You wake not with a start, but as if surfacing from a dream too kind to end. The cottage is quiet, the fire is ash. The air carries only the faintest scent of herbs and smoke. You sit up slowly, and the chair beneath you creaks like an old friend stretching its limbs. The witch is gone. No footsteps, no trace of her voice. Only a cup beside you, still warm, impossibly, and on the table, a single feather, black as twilight. You step outside, and the forest greets you differently now. The shadows feel softer, the path clearer, as though something unseen has shifted the world slightly in your favor. You realize she was never meant to frighten you. She was the keeper of rest, the whisper in the woods that finds the tired and grants them peace. Her magic was never about spells or potions, but surrender, the kind that restores what the waking world takes. As the wind stirs, carrying a final hint of her voice through the trees, you hear her words once more, not in your ears, but in your mind. Sleep when the forest calls, traveler. My door is always near. If this story found you tonight and wrapped you in its quiet spell, let yourself drift a little longer. Here at Bedtime Stories, this is your haven, a place where darkness is gentle, magic is kind, and sleep comes softly. Subscribe if you wish to wander again through candlelit paths, forgotten cottages, and the calm between dreams. And when the night feels heavy once more, return. The witch's light will still be waiting.